I did get to thinking though, my one biggest concern about this now that I think about it is will the T25 actually pick this up once it's fully full of wood? Well, hello there everyone, my name is Corey and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to try to get something wrapped up that is on our project list for this year. We're up north obviously again at the Little Creek Cottage, and we need to get these wood piles taken care of. I got one taken care of. We had one right here. Got that all stacked in the new woodshed. Got that done. However, I've had a IBC tote for probably, I don't know, roughly a year or so, and I finally got around last weekend to cutting that so that way I could use that for firewood as well and be able to tote that around with the pallet forks on the tractor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this logs cut up for firewood, and then we're gonna split some of it up with the Champion 27 horse. And Miss Millie's gonna bug me now. And then go ahead and get that taken care of, and we can check one more thing off of our list for this year. So the plan is to actually try to get rid of the majority of this wood pile, since I've already gotten rid of the one and got that stacked up. I'm going to try to get rid of all this one, but I know this is going to be way too much firewood for that one IBC tote. I do have a pallet on the opposite side of that I'm stacking the extra wood. It'll just have to stay out in the elements. The IBC tote, I took the bladder and I used the top off of it, and I'll use that to cover the wood, so at least it'll be partially covered. But I know this is going to be way too much wood to fill that IBC tote, so I'm going to get as much as I can chopped up as possible, bucked up and split as possible, and then put it in there, and at least I'll have that done. So the reason why I'm doing all this year is because next year we would like to put like a garden shed out here, and for storing like yard equipment and so on and so forth. Since we did started the inside of the garage last year and trying to get that all finished up, and we will have it finished up next year. I want to get a garden shed out here so I don't have so much stuff hanging on the walls, and it's more like a party place if it's raining and stuff like that. We'll have a place to have cover and that and get out of the elements. So one of the reasons why I put this off so long is because I kind of wanted to wait for cooler weather. It's early October, and I was hoping it would at least be like in the 70s or upper 60s to go ahead and get this done, because it's obviously hard work, and you get a little sweaty doing it if it's too warm out. Unfortunately, or fortunately, because I like the really hot weather, it is supposed to be a high of 85 today, so I'm going to do my best to get this done, or at least what I can. I'm not going to kill myself trying to do it. If worse comes to worse, I'll just move it on to next weekend. It's supposed to be in the 60s next weekend, and we'll get it taken care of then. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I grossly underestimated how hot it was. I almost overheated myself. I did get it all done, or done as much as I'm going to do for right now. Got it all cut up into rounds. I'm going to go ahead and drag the wood splitter over here and start doing some splitting. To be honest with you, I don't know why I didn't think about it. I should have just waited until the shade come over, or the sun went over the trees there, and it's shady out here. That would have made a whole big difference, but you know, I don't think much anymore. Getting old. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get the log splitter over here. We're gonna get this split up and we'll start putting it into firewood. Well, we got about half of that wood pile split up. I'll do the other half here shortly. We'll do that off camera. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to stack it in this tote. I've never done this before, so not in a tote anyways. I have stacked wood when I was a kid. That's been many, many years ago. Probably 40 some years ago, I'm guessing, or 40 years ago at least. So if you guys have done this before and you got a better way, just let me know. For now, I'm just going to stack it how I see fit. I know airflow is probably the most important part of it, but this is pine, so it'll probably dry pretty easy, and I'm not going to burn it this year anyways. So I'm just going to stack it like this, and if I'm doing something wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. So I definitely found one flaw with my stacking design here, and that's basically this opening. I didn't think about that when I started stacking it. I got this opening here, and this stuff can all fall out when I pick this pallet, this IBC tote up full of wood. If it's not stacked tightly enough, I can go ahead and it'll dump out the front there with this opening being cut out. I'll just be real careful with the tractor, and I should be able to carry it around. We'll put that spot against the pallet fort rack, and it should be fine. All right, now the big question is, will the tractor pick it up? We got the pallet forks on there. I'm gonna go ahead and try lifting it. We're gonna pull it out here and get it up and see how high we can actually lift it, at least safely anyways. So I'm gonna pull the tractor over here and see if we can't get this out. I guess the other big question is, can we fit back here? Should have thought about that before I put it back here. We'll see if we can get it on an angle and move it a little bit over. Well, if nothing else, we can slide it. Let's see if we can push her on an angle so I can get the forks in there. There we go. Oh yeah, no problem at all. So the good news is we can lift it. Question is, how high can we lift it? Not that this makes a difference because you don't need to carry it very high anyways, unless you need to move it over something. But I'm really curious, so I'm gonna go ahead and try this. I'm gonna leave it at idle and see what happens. It would have no problem lifting it to full height. I'm starting to drop a little wood out of there, so I'm gonna go ahead and set her back down. All right, guys, well, that's gonna wrap this one up. We got one more thing checked off our list, although I didn't get as much wood out of that pile as I kind of wanted to. It's about a third of it, but it is what it is, and maybe I'll get some more IBC totes next year and we'll cut up the rest of it, or for that matter, I'll just start burning it next year. It should be ready by next spring. We'll just have a lot of fires and burn it real fast because pine burns pretty fast anyways. T25 continues to impress me. This is my second or third year. I just did a review video on it, and I put that information in there. I think it's been 3 years now that we've had it. We've got 300 and something hours on it. Tractor's been phenomenal. Can't say enough good things about it. There are some little flaws with it, and if you want to watch that review video, that'd be my last video. I'll try to leave a link to that video at the end of this one. But perfectly happy with it and would buy it again in a heartbeat. So the dogs are getting hungry and Nash wants to play some ball, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all have a good day, and hopefully you will see me on the next one.